What up, though, y'all? It's Chris. Appreciate you connecting with me while I'm out here getting my 10,000 steps in today. And I'm back over here at the Cullen Family Carousel. I call it the Carousel Court. Let me go over here and show y'all this sign real quick. I mentioned it before. The sign that we have, that we've been the #1 river walk in the country. Let me turn my camera a little bit so that I get that out of y'all face. But I want to talk to you guys about Myron of Fresh and Fit fame. He was at a college campus recently, and I mean, go Pistons. He was kind of cooking, man. I ain't agree on everything that he said. The reason why I watched him is because I've never seen him at a college campus. Now, he may have been to one before, but I personally have never seen him at one before. And yeah, bro, he was kind of cooking. I don't agree with him a whole lot, but when people do say and do things that I agree with, I like to give credit where credit is due. But he was there at a college campus, and a young man, he had on sunglasses and a baseball cap. He walks up and he says he watched for a year and a half every Fresh and Fit podcast, which I thought was absolutely ridiculous. And he was basically saying that operating the way that he instructs them to, and he kept mentioning just him. He didn't mention Fresh, and I wondered why that was. And then he ended up revealing, okay, well, I know Fresh. I actually texted him before I came here. And I'm like, okay, so you're confronting him and holding him accountable for the things that you believe that he teaches, but his buddy teaches the same stuff, and you're dapping him up. Okay, whatever. But he says that the things that he teaches ruined his relationship. And he's like, well, basically how? And I'm paraphrasing a bit of this, but he was basically like, oh, you told me to date and hook up with a bunch of women, and that just ruined my relationships, yada, yada. And now I found God, and I'm happily married, and I have a kid. And he said, congratulations. And he seemed genuine about that. The guy says, I know you're not against that, but basically in a nutshell, he doesn't believe that the things that he teaches men will ultimately lead to that place. And he says, no, that's not true. You're an example of that. He said, in doing the dating that you did, you were able to identify different traits in women that you didn't like, that you wouldn't find desirable in a wife. And ultimately, when you were able to find your wife, you knew she was the one because she didn't have any of those traits. That was actually a really damn good point. I was like, wow, man, and it was funny because the dude was kind of being a bit aggressive and Myron was being really chill, because Myron is usually kind of the aggressor. So it was amusing to see him be so calm and this guy be so amped up. He asked him how he met his wife, though, and the guy kind of avoided answering that. I don't know what that was about. He just was like, oh, we have the #1 podcast in North and South Carolina. And I'm just like, okay, you didn't answer his question, though, bro. How did you meet your wife? He never said. He's got a God-fearing wife and yada, yada. He became attractive when he found God. I don't know. A lot of the stuff he was saying, it didn't sound like his words in particular. It sounded like the words of a woman that he's been regurgitating, if you will. So the thing about this red pill stuff, you guys, I've said a few times about how I feel when it comes to red pill. I think that red pill in itself is not a bad thing. It's not inherently a bad thing. It's that some of the people who teach it, if you will, are not good people to be teaching it. Fresh and Fit were actually a couple of the guys that I didn't believe were the best examples of it. But he did make a point that you followed the things that I said, and you were, through process of elimination, you were able to find your wife. He said that you failed in relationships, but failure is necessary in order to get to success. He did make some really good points. But I think ultimately the thing that I found the most odd was the guy's lack of accountability for his own actions. The thing is that people give you a blueprint, and you're supposed to take that blueprint and somebody else was talking about this. I think the dude AQ, because he's the one that said blueprint. But blueprint is a good word for it. You take the word blueprint and apply it here. People give you a blueprint and you can like follow the blueprint, but you have to add your own flavor to it. You're not supposed to follow their lifestyle. It sounds like this guy was trying to emulate Fresh and Fit and not take the advice that they were trying to give and apply it where it fits to his own life. You get what I'm saying? So I can teach you various different things, but it's up to you to take what I give you, because what I give you is not gonna fit every person, every life. But you could take what I give you and apply it to your life where it will work at. It seems like he wanted to soak in what they are. Yeah, let me move, man. You got kids. We got the fountain, so kids are gonna play in it and make noise and stuff. I wouldn't mind it if I wasn't talking to you guys, but I don't want it to be a distraction for you guys. Anyway, as I was saying, I can give you advice and you can take it, but you are supposed to apply the advice in your life where it will fit realistically. You can't try to copy someone else's life entirely. And it sounds like that's what he was doing. That's why he was so like agitated. You try to watch a year and a half worth of their stuff and basically be them, and it didn't work out for you. And I think that's what wrecked your relationships. That's what wrecked your ability to deal with women or whatever. You weren't being you. You were trying to be two other guys. And he kept saying that he takes accountability because Myron was kind of throwing that at him like, hey, listen, like, I gave you a loaded gun and you shot yourself and you're trying to blame me for it. And he was giving those sorts of vibes. So he's like, no, I take full accountability. He kept saying this, but then he would like wrap back around seemingly like, I just want you to know that the things that you are teaching, they don't work. And the weirdest part about this is he then said, I've hung out with Fresh like 8 or 9 times recently, and that I love him or whatever. I just want you to know that what you're teaching doesn't work. As if those guys aren't on the same podcast teaching the same thing. I don't know, man. It was very odd to me, but the guy, I guess he's happy now. He says he is. I have no reason to doubt his level of happy in his marriage. He didn't mention how long they've been married for or where he met his wife. I think that ultimately will play a factor in how long this marriage will last or if it's a happy one. But let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna holler at you guys soon. About to keep stepping. Actually, no, I'm about to go get something to eat, man. Yeah, I'm gonna go get something to eat. I'll holler at y'all soon. Peace.